Daily Bible reading, Joshua chapter 18. The whole community of the Israelite people assembled at Shiloh and set up the tent of meeting there. The land was now under their control, but there remained 7 tribes of the Israelites which had not yet received their portions. So Joshua said to the Israelites, "How long will you be slack about going and taking possession of the land which the Lord, the God of your fathers, has assigned to you? Appoint 3 men of each tribe. I will send them out to go through the country and write down a description of it for purposes of apportionment, and then come back to me. They shall divide it into 7 parts. Judah shall remain by its territory in the south, and the house of Joseph shall remain by its territory in the north. When you have written down the description of the land in 7 parts, bring it here to me. Then I will cast lots for you here before the Lord our God. For the Levites have no share among you, since the priesthood of the Lord is their portion. And Gad and Reuben and the half-tribe of Manasseh have received the portions which were assigned to them by Moses the servant of the Lord, on the eastern side of the Jordan." The men set out on their journeys. Joshua ordered the men who were leaving to write down a description of the land. "Go, traverse the country, and write down a description of it. Then return to me, and I will cast lots for you here at Shiloh before the Lord." So the men went and traversed the land. They described it in a document, town by town, in 7 parts. And they returned to Joshua in the camp at Shiloh. Joshua cast lots for them at Shiloh before the Lord, and there Joshua apportioned the land among the Israelites according to their divisions. The lot of the tribe of the Benjamites by their clans came out first. The territory which fell to their lot lay between the Judites and the Josephites. The boundary on their northern rim began at the Jordan. The boundary ascended to the northern flank of Jericho, ascended westward into the hill country, and ran on to the wilderness of Beth-aven. From there the boundary passed on southward to Luz, to the flank of Luz, that is Bethel. Then the boundary descended to Atroth-Adar, and to the hill south of lower Beth-horon. The boundary now turned and curved onto the western rim, and the boundary ran southward from the hill on the south side of Beth-horon till it ended at Kiriath Baal, that is, Kiriath Jearim, a town of the Judites. That was the western rim. The southern rim. From the outskirts of Kiriath Jearim, the boundary passed westward, and ran on to the fountain of the waters of Nephtoah. Then the boundary descended to the foot of the hill by the valley of Ben Hinnom at the northern end of the valley of Rephaim. Then it ran down the valley of Hinnom along the southern flank of the Jebusites to En-Rogel. Curving northward, it ran on to En-Shemesh and ran on to Gilaloth, facing the ascent of Adumim, and descended to the stone of Bohan, son of Reuben. It continued northward to the edge of the Arabah and descended into the Arabah. The boundary passed on to the northern flank of Beth-Hoglah, and the boundary ended at the northern tongue of the Dead Sea, at the southern end of the Jordan. That was the southern boundary. On their eastern rim, finally, the Jordan was their boundary. That was the portion of the Benjamites by the clans, according to the boundaries on all sides. And the towns of the tribe of the Benjamites by its clans were Jericho, Beth-Hoglah, Emek-Keziz, Beth-Arabah, Zemarim, Bethel, Avim, Para, Orphra, Chephirmanah, Ophni, and Geba, 12 towns with their villages. Also Gibeon, Ramah, Beeroth, Mizpah, Chephirah, Moza, Rechem, Irpil, Teralah, Zelah, Aleph, and Jebus, that is, Jerusalem. Gibeath and Kiriath, 14 towns with their villages. That was the portion of the Benjamites by their clans.